Hello and welcome to this week's Safety Shop Walk video. In today's video, we're going to talk about cut-resistant gloves and certain tasks that require cut-resistant gloves. Before we get to that though, I do want to talk about a recent change we are doing. And what we are doing is we have created a form that is called a training validation checklist form. So every employee will have one of these forms, new hires and all. And what's going to happen with this form, it's going to give you an idea of what you've been trained on. It's going to have a training date, a trainer name, and a signature. And the idea is that for you to be able, as an employee, if you're assigned to do a job task that has some of this equipment, or you're going to be using some of the equipment on this list, but you're not trained for, it's for you to be able to stop and say, hey, wait a minute, I haven't been trained on that equipment, therefore I cannot execute that task. And then talk to your manager, the safety department, and say, hey, can I get the training for that class? Then we will go ahead and certify you, get you trained, give you the proper training so you could be able to safely execute your job task. So this is going to be with you. It's on hard copy paper, and the employee is supposed to keep with them at all times to be able to know what you've been trained on and what not. Okay, and it's a guide for you to be able to know what if something. It's absolutely necessary for you to follow this policy and not to conduct work when not trained. Well, now that we reviewed this form, let's go on with our safety shop walk and look at some of these job tasks that require you to wear cut-resistant gloves. Let's go. We're here at A-Bay, and this is an example of a job task that requires you to wear cut-resistant gloves when you're doing cutouts. When you're doing cutouts, this material is going to be sharp, and the material you're discarding of is also going to be sharp until it gets deburred and smoothened out. But it is crucial that you wear cut-resistant gloves because this is going to be extremely sharp. And the cut-resistant gloves that we are referring to are obviously the Kevlar cut-resistant level 4 gloves, which is the ones I have on my hands. Now let's go to another task that also requires cut-resistant gloves. Here's an example of another job task that requires you to wear cut-resistant gloves. When handling and installing all of this, this is very sharp material, and I'll show you an example of one. It's very sharp corners, sharp edges. Without this glove, I would not be able to handle this material. It will definitely cut myself. And there's other material also like this one that's also sharp. However, this is not as sharp as this. This is extremely sharp. There's going to be multiple tasks that you might have to do that require you to wear cut-resistant gloves. We've actually come to this area where we're here next to an oven, and there's a lot of variety of sheet metal back here. We use sheet metal for our water tank. We should use sheet metal for doing our ovens. Sheet metal is extremely sharp, and you shouldn't be handling it or moving it around without cut-resistant gloves. It's crucial that whenever you have sheet metal, you use cut-resistant gloves. Look, there's also other material that might come in. Sometimes we get material that comes in from our vendors, such as heads. And all around the heads, sometimes they're not deburred and they're very sharp. So you got to make a judgment. Every time you see a sharp edge that is not rounded, you got to immediately start thinking, oh, that's sharp. If I'm going to handle it, let me put some cut-resistant gloves on. So keep that in mind. In the second building, we do a lot of coil handling, coil fins and so forth. And you grab those coils, and those fins are also sharp. You got to make sure that you're also wearing protective cut-resistant gloves when handling those and moving them around and placing them into place, because that's also sharp edges and sharp material that can also cut you. Okay, so again, those are the different types of things that I could come up with. I'm pretty sure there's a lot others where you could use a good judgment call and say, hey, is this very sharp? Let me wear some gloves. So the idea is for you to really think about these different tasks, these different areas that you'll be placed on, and have a good JSA thought process to figure out, hey, do I need cut resistant gloves for this? Is this sharp? Is this going to cut me? If the answer is yes to all of that, then please put them on. All right. I hope that this video is helpful and that everybody understands and realizes the importance of these things. The injuries with failing to use this, the injuries that it may cause can be very severe injuries that would require stitching, and it could actually, you could accidentally cut yourself in an area like an artery or something. It could be very dangerous. So please make sure you follow the process and wear these cut resistant gloves to protect your full hands. All right. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.